If Michael Scott is such a terrible manager, how did he become a manager on The Office? I'm Ben Fuller. You don't know me. This is Minimum Viable Opinion. So Michael Scott's an objectively terrible manager. Would we agree on that? In The Office. How did he become a manager? I used to think about this a lot because I was in love with the first season. I loved the BBC version a lot, but culturally, I guess the American version just appealed to me more, even though I'm a Britophile or whatever it's called, Anglophile. But the question that always bugged me, it was a rhetorical question because we knew how he became a manager. They kind of leaned into it a little bit in the early seasons, and then it kind of drifted off to the side because they found more important things to focus on, like all the characters and the interaction, and the actual workplace stuff became less important. The reason he became manager because he was a great salesman. And we saw that in the first season in a couple instances. He was an amazing salesman. He stepped in and he closed deals. In the real world, that's pretty normal. Great salesmen get promoted because they're great salesmen. They made a lot of money. They expect to be promoted. And they get promoted to manager. The problem is the things that make you a great salesperson aren't necessarily the things that make you a great manager. It doesn't make you a great leader. Being a great salesperson is a very isolated, selfish role. You have to not be thinking of others. You have to be thinking of yourself and driving forward and pushing others all the time to do what you want. And being a great manager is being able to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the people at your disposal, handling them in a way that brings out their best. And those are kind of diametrically opposed skills within that world of business. It really made me sad when they stopped focusing on it because it was always, to me, kind of a redeeming factor about Michael Scott is that in his personal interactions as a manager, he's horrible and everything. We never got to see where he was really great, other than in the later episodes where it was his heart, and he really did care, albeit incompetently, about the people that he loved, his friends and everything. I would have liked them to continue showing him as an amazing salesperson, having to step in and close deals. I would have liked that a lot better. Who am I to criticize a show that went on forever and made a ton of money and a lot of successful careers? Even though I do that all the time on this, whatever thing I'm doing here on the internet to kill time as I try to figure out my life yet again in the last 10 years. What is up with that? That's a different Minimum Viable Opinion. But I am Ben Fuller. You don't know me. And this has been Minimum Viable Opinion. Ciao.